want to learn together in writing. So, Okay, on this one, I'm gonna have Esther read it for us. Then we'll go from there. Then we go with Naomi's Esther because I have not read yours yet. So we'll have to go through yours first. I like the length first. You wrote it. Okay.
The what?
The length.
Oh.
Yeah. You read loud, please.
Is everybody on? Okay. Why I like poetry. Poetry is a very artistic way to express your thoughts, and throughout this essay, I'm going to be telling you why I like poetry. One of my most favorite things about poetry is the way they rhyme. You may be wondering why. Well, here is an answer to that question. To me, rhyming is like a song without a tune. It's like a nice, soft music in my ears. I really appreciate how when you rhyme, you can take a boring phrase and make it pleasing to the ear. I also really enjoy memorizing poetry. Poems themselves can have much expression and emotion.
You said so much, am I right? So,
I can have so much expression and emotion. And we can put this expression and emotion to the way you present it to others. I think it is beautiful. You can do this when you are reading it off paper as well, but I think that personally, you can enunciate yourself better when you have it well memorized.
Is that right? Spelling there?
Yeah.
Enunciate. Okay.
No, it's spelled right.
What that word mean?
To pronounce.
Ah.
Dad just said that.
Okay.
Dad probably wasn't Dad. Dad was helping me, and he said that enunciate would be a better word.
Great. I
I
like the way you guys enlist us help. Okay,
Wait,
do
where
as
did it
much
go?
you can.
Oh, there. I thought
It's gone. It's gone.
you talk better when you have owners. What are you guys doing? We can see it. Sorry. When I'm reading a poem for the first time, a lot of the time I seem to find it pretty difficult to read it right and pronounce all the words correctly. So, the more you read over a poem that you're having trouble with, the easier it will become to read. I don't really. Well, okay. Also, if you want, you want to memorize a poem, here are 3 tips. Read it multiple times. Write on a piece of paper at least 4 times. Read through each section and try to memorize them one at a time. All in all, I would say that poetry is a very beautiful way to write wow, your thoughts on paper.
I like the way you the way you write. It's very well organized in thoughts and well thoughtful in your point try to express. For sure, with your age and the reading and writing experience, a lot to improve, am I down the road? Yeah, I don't want to criticize you too much at this point. I think you did a very good job. The only thing I wanted to really point it out is what word? It's like, let's see the second paragraph. What the outstanding mistake there is?
Wait, the second.
The second paragraph was the outstanding mistake of then. When then O need to be capitalized. Or then there you go. Okay, always want to capitalize a sentence. Okay.
Oh, I can't really do that on here.
Yeah.
Can somebody else? Because it's not really letting me.
Yeah, you guys wanted to use your look at the top section, the 3 dots there. You can see if you want to suggest change, you can click on that button and suggest change. In live theme, you can do live theme. Yeah, available offline. You can download a local copy. You can start the file in order to later on to quickly find it. Am I right? Called like and favorite to it. Okay, so in case you have many files, hundreds, you want one to start. Okay, so you can see there's a print layout, what have you. That's becoming like a PDF file, am I right? So, okay, I don't want to do that. So, on that same token, which other paragraph you found the same mistake there? Correct that. Okay. And what about the last paragraph? It's on a different, what is called the indentation, right? So, now in all, so we need to capitalize the A. Yeah. So indentation is wrong. I'm not sure you can do that here or not, but you can always want to indent right. Okay, so especially in this kind of writings, which is on computer, because indentation can be a way how people segment their writings. Okay, we want to make sure it's the right indentation. Have you guys used Typora to compose those things?
Yes,
Oh, great. I'm so sorry. When you copy, well, Typora have a function you can use as well. Now I want you to, Eileen found a very beautiful tool to help with writing called Grammarly. Okay?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Grammarly. Okay, so now you want, yeah.
But you should use it to check your work, not in order to have it do your grammar.
Google Docs helps
Yeah,
with that too.
true. Yeah. At least you can learn spellings, those kind of things.
Well, the bad thing that can be fixed in Typora is that it doesn't automatically it doesn't automatically have the spelling and grammar underline or error tags yet, but I figured out how to turn that on within that, so I have to do it for them.
Oh, great. Yeah, it's at the turn on. So okay, that's common issue. Now, the second thing is you like Elijah don't like to put the right period to finish the sentence. Okay, you need to do that as much as possible. Now you're writing, you don't want the people to have one breath to read a long sentence until it's necessary.
Do you mind if I read
please do.
one paragraph to kind of give an idea of what it sounds like?
That's great.
Said?
That's great.
Listen to the third paragraph. This is what it sounds like when someone's reading it. You may be wondering why. Well, here's an answer to that question. To me, rhyming is like a song without a tune. It's like nice, soft music in my ears. I really appreciate how when you rhyme, you can take a boring phrase and make it pleasing to the ear. Did you kind of hear that that was like several different sentences that were all in one thought? It's actually a pretty common mistake, and it's not a super bad one, but it does definitely need to be fixed.
Yeah, we'll take time to help her to fix it, explain why you did it, and Esther see the difference, okay? You learn writing by doing those things, so yeah, know what you right now, do it. Okay, on the third paragraph.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah, do it right now.
Edits?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
This
I'll
is the
do my
time
best on this.
you're gonna learn writing, reading, stuff like that with me, okay? So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, it's not letting me suggest. That's not good.
It should be.
You may wonder why that going to be period, okay?
Go to
Suggest
very
changes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I got it now.
Period. Will doesn't need to be capitalized, am I right? So, oh, he said CNN, right? I don't know what that means.
It's really hard to.
Well, you just put another comma there.
There we go.
Okay, and here, well, here's answer to that question. That's need to be period.
Or you can do a colon.
Oh, there. Oh, is that right? Okay. I would use period.
Yeah.
Anyway, depends on you.
Yeah, this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I do not like using my phone to edit stuff. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Trying to put a space between two. There we go.
Anyway, Esther can do the jobs, so later on, you just give the right answer suggestion there, so read aloud and give suggestions. Yeah. So she can edit herself. I want you to come back to edit herself, okay? So, yeah, you're right. So to me, rhyme is like a song without a tune.
Period. It's with a capital I.
Okay.
And in fact, if I was writing this, I would use a semicolon, but Esther doesn't have as much experience with those, so she can just do a period for now.
Okay. Explain why you use a semicolon.
Because you're kind of sharing a similar but detached thought within one sentence. So like it's
Good.
to me, rhyming is like a song without a tune. It's like nice, soft music in my ears, and then you do a period after that. So you're talking about rhyming, what it's like to you, in one sentence, but it's still kind of slightly different.
Why
thoughts.
you don't pay attention to it? Why you don't pay attention
He doesn't have
to it?
Google Docs on his phone.
Yeah.
You don't?
Well, I was.
Why
just
you can't
listening to
download
what
it?
Everyone was saying I didn't know. I was supposed to
No,
edit.
you will not learn by that. Okay? What we're doing together is learning writing, so pay attention to it and do the things need to be done. So, yeah. Okay. So go ahead. I really appreciate how when you what?
I say maybe how in rhyming.
Ah.
So you could do
Mm-hmm. When you rhyme, when rhyming. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that
good
makes-
expression, huh, Esther? Is that making sense? Mm-hmm. Now, guys, offer suggestions. Don't just know do it. You guys can help improve. So it's like you doing it, okay? Like some outsiders who work before us. You're gonna be a teacher. You're gonna be a helper. So let's improve that, right? So we can all learn together. Yeah, Esther. Yeah. So yeah. So you can take a boring phrase and make it pleasing to ear. Now at this point, Esther gives some summary, quick outline of your essay here. Basically, you said why you like poems, why it's able to rhyme, right? So the other is good for memorizing. Third is maybe the second is good for expressing emotions, right? So or feelings, so deep, expressing emotions. So good.
When
Okay, move on. Where are we? When you put this expression into the way you present to others, things beautiful. You can do this when you're reading off the paper. So here's the thing I would to just for clarification. Reading poems don't have to be on paper, am I right? So you test the medium with the poem, maybe not necessarily a direct link. So I mean you can read on. So,
I was like thinking maybe not. just
or
paper.
print may be the bad word.
Yeah,
So
print.
yeah, okay. Or you don't need it because it's reading a poem, right? Doesn't matter where you see it. So that making sense? Yeah.
yeah. The sentence is the meaning is kind of unclear to me. Just what you're trying to share here, and then also I don't know if there's a purpose in italicizing expression and emotion the second time you mention it, but I didn't catch why you did that either. Do you see what I mean?
Wait, say that again, sorry.
The second time you say expression and emotion, you italicize it for some reason. I didn't know why. And then what are, like, try in your own words right now to share what you were trying to say in this one sentence. Like, what were you trying to... This sentence right here that we're editing.
Yeah, he just tried to help you to concisely express something. Yeah. I think there's a reason you try to do what you did. I think it's okay. I like it. I actually like it. So.
Which, what are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. Go ahead. You can move on. So yeah.
Okay. And then it's kind of it's very simple but easy to fix mistake when you're saying like can have so much expression and emotion, and when so you're not, it'd be a little more clarifying to say one, and when one presents this expression and emotion to others, I think it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because you're not, I mean, I guess like your essay is a little bit of a mix between talking in second person, so like you're talking, like you're trying to kind of instructing someone, as you kind of imply at the end there, on how to memorize a poem, but then you're also talking about why you like poetry, in a more general sense. So you're gonna have to find a balance between that. So I guess you could use either just according to your purpose, but it's up to you and what your goal is. Like think in a little bit larger way. Are you trying to instruct someone in this essay, or are you trying to share why you like poetry?
But
This is
it
with your audience.
more of instructing.
Okay.
That's kind of how I read it.
Yeah, because at the
Wrote
end
it.
she puts the notes on how to memorize the poem.
Ah, okay.
So that's when it gets kind of hard, because the first major portion of your essay is not really instructions. It's why, indeed, as the title says, you like poetry.
I think it's more sharing than point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last paragraph is instructional because talking about some particular
I think if you tried to fit
advices.
it as well as you could into what Esther actually did here, you could say at first she was trying to inspire people to like poetry, and then instructing them how they can learn and appreciate it the same way she does by memorizing it, as she talks about in the second to last paragraph there.
So how you guys started writing? Naomi, how you started writing?
Third, fourth.
You think about it,
I mean, I
then
really-
you start writing.
I mean, I went off of what we talked about last week, or was it last week?
Okay.
About how what poetry is, and
Yeah.
what people do through poetry, and I kind of thought about, because
Yeah.
it's kind of cool, because we've been learning about this girl named Emily Dickinson, and we've learned stuff
Oh,
about
seriously?
how she wrote poetry,
Yeah.
and so I had a little bit of some context for it, and
Okay.
so that's how I was.
So
kinda
that's how you
into
did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Esther, how you did your writing? Before you write, you just sit down and begin to write.
Wait, what do you mean? Sorry.
With an essay, what do you do to prepare yourself?
Exactly.
Well, I actually haven't really done much with essays at all, so I don't
Yeah.
really have like a certain system quite
Yeah.
yet.
I think
Okay.
we still are working on the
Okay.
way of writing.
Yeah, like
Okay.
just now in my book, I'm starting
So-
to learn about.
Something to think about. Don't have to be the trip after trip. Let's make another essay. The best way to write essay. Right? So think about the best way, or the way, different ways maybe. How to write essay. You know? Something that nature. Making sense? You know, so I know it is Elijah dressed different when he's just sitting down to begin to write, because he doesn't fill the numbers, you know. So, or he takes thoughts, he brings the theme to others, asking others, have some discussions, and he write a totally different quality, you know, in his essay. You know, the point he's expressing, the thoughts he composed together becomes so cohesive and concise, which is really shining after the brilliance of his mind. Then he tries to feel, let me have to do it tomorrow because then he really just feel the points. And I try to get much as you can to fill the pages basically. Now I don't want you guys to write an essay. Well, it's a way can improve and helpful, but you might want to take some thoughts, because the essay writing is a training more than just words, and the writing skill is a training of what? The mind. So yeah. So I would like for you to think about Esther, for example. You might want to ask, okay, I got the essay, how I do it? You know, do some research, right? Either online or talk to more experienced ones and how I do it, you know.
I think
Yeah.
last semester kind of
Learn.
learned the basics of an
Basic
essay,
writing
like,
essay.
kind of like the skeleton of it. Like,
Yeah, there is a books,
yeah.
huge books,
Yeah.
right? Essay. Yeah. My point is you wanted to at least cautiously be a little bit disciplined and methodical. What is the word? How method, you know, something like methodical.
Yep.
What is the word? To be writing. Writing is a skill, you know. You have to improve, learn from others. It's not mechanical, but it's methodical. So develop your own ways. You know, some are inspirational, some are thoughtful. Depend on nature. Okay, poems is the inspiration, and then you know it's interesting. So anyway, you did a good job. When we seems slight smooth, but you did a real good job. Okay, for the newcomer to essay and just started appreciate the poem, You did a wonderful job, especially the last portion. I don't know the why. Advisor is a general, but for you, that's how you do it, basically, right? So you want to specify. This whole I found currently my best way want to memorize things. Okay, so that's give more context because different people have different method or habit to memorize things. Now with that, before we move on, I'm going to have you to recite the poem you memorized. Because you just said you memorized poems. I want to see you practice. You just set yourself up. So
Just any poem?
no, yeah, for sure. But the recent one, the latest one.
It's gonna be a first for me. I haven't heard him.
Is that right? Okay.
Did you have that one from
You said you
It
memorized
was
Shakespeare poem, right?
Wait, what?
The sonnet. You said you did that, right? So let's hear it.
Well, I've memorized one from our language arts.
Okay, you can recite any poem. So
It's called Trees.
trees. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I have to think of it for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Really have to go.
No way.
Sorry.
The critical moments here. So yeah. Go ahead.
I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree.
Repeat. I think I never.
I think that
see-
I shall never see a
Okay,
poem lovely.
with the emotion, with the passion, as you performing on the stage. Do a performance for us. Yeah.
A performance?
Yeah, like a real recital, just to get the words out of your mouth. So. Yeah, like mean it, with passion, Yeah,
Alright, I'll restart.
like sing a song, seriously sing loud, sing with your heart, emotion in it. Poems required expression, so do it. Yeah. Okay.
I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast, a tree that stares at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow is lain and intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree.
Wow. That's a seriously good job. Wow, I'm so impressed. You don't remember any poem. Shame on you. We're gonna have him remember a poem. Follow her instructions.
Yep. Yeah. The whole essay.
Wow, that's impressive, Esther.
It's a nice
Good
poem.
job. A nice poem
Read
as
that
well.
before.
You read that
Who's
poem?
the author?
Where's he from?
I forgot.
Huh?
Oh, that's an important thing, Esther. You have to remember the author.
Yeah. You need.
No, Emily Dickinson's not that
So,
clear.
tell me about your experience learning Emily Dickinson. What you guys did?
Who?
Emily Dickinson.
Oh, I'm not a part of their English.
Oh, what do you guys learn?
Esther doesn't.
I've
You
done like
did?
one
Naomi
video
Lai.
with her.
Okay. Well, let
I
me
don't
tell you
really-
something because it's a couple of days ago, I was thinking about read Emily Dickinson poem with you guys and
Oh, yeah?
study her life a little bit with you guys. Is that amazing how God does that? I'm not sure too mature or not, too early or not. I don't know, your literature level. Basically, I don't want to
Yeah.
interrupt your plan. That's interesting. So, yeah. Okay. Today we're going to concentrate Emily Dickinson poems. Okay.
Yeah, there's some in
we-
here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
there's
Okay, listen. We're gonna read your good job. Okay, for the first great job, Esther. I'm impressed by your learning capacity. It's really good. Okay, so you did a very good review on history. I'm not saying I did not do a good job. I'm impressed by you. Okay, so continue, get it going. So, okay, I like. Neil's poem. Let's Essie, let her read it. Yeah.
What's it called?
Why are like fruit trees?
Let's see.
Wait,
let's
can you
see.
send it to me? You're gonna have to share it with me.
Yeah, share with everybody.
Do you add percent or something?
Yeah.
Just like start typing it right now. Could you go up?
Share with
Esther Sweets.
mm-hmm.
Oh, Esther Sweets. Elijah, do you have it?
Yeah, you might you in case I don't know which parents involved with teaching you guys writing, but you want to share those things with your parents. Okay, one of your parents, let's
The poem? Or the
essays, your
essay,
essays, so they can catch up. You know, so.
Okay. Oh yeah, I did read it to my whole family the other day.
And that's, oh, great! I like what you guys doing there. So, the point is have their input. You know,
Yeah.
help you out. So yeah,
Is everyone on?
yeah, I'm on.
Okay. Why I like poetry. Poetry is a very aesthetic and creative way to write. There are many ways to write poems, some of which can be very simple or very broad. There is much freedom in writing poems, and with expressed emotion, we can come out with great pieces of art that live deep inside our hearts.
I like that one.
One thing that grabbed me towards writing poems is the flexibility and freedom we have in writing them. The feeling of privilege to write what's on my heart is important, and to express the things that may be pressing me to share.
Wow.
Writing down my thoughts can be very helpful, and in doing so, through poetry, can create beautiful writings.
Wow.
Another beautiful part of poetry is what it can share to others through our own life experiences. Many times I see meanings or insights in a poem that are conveyed through symbols or examples. Using things as an example can give us a better understanding of what we might be trying to portray in a poem.
That one a little bit lost. Why
Yeah, no, I mean,
things?
it's the word
Yeah.
portray also. You don't want to say betray. Betray is to like
Oh, that's
to deceive or like forgo and betray
Yeah.
someone.
Like,
That's what
Yeah.
betray
Betray.
means. Portray is what you meant to say.
POR.
Oh.
POR. TRA. Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
So I wanted to
Misspelling. Yeah.
Portray your poem.
Yeah. There you
portray, sorry, yeah, that makes
go. Yeah,
sense.
that's okay.
It is a beauty to see what we can come up with even a simple writing.
111.
Writing poems can give us a great chance to shine out our deepest gifts inside, through even what God puts on our heart. One of my favorite parts of writing poems is the powerful things God can bring to our heart to write, and what a beautiful writing can come from Him through His people.
Yeah, that's very beautiful there. I like the progression and clarity of your thoughts. Also very beautiful your writing. Naomi, you're a very good writer. I mean, I like your writing, the taste, the flow, and the precise. I think you're a beautiful speaker as well. You know, I was every time you open your mouth, pray or saying share things, I'm really impressed. So you have a gift with language. I'm not saying this is I want you to develop it, seriously thinking about to polish it, okay, to develop it. Okay, you all were gifted, but for you, you have a touch. You know, there is a unique gift in writing. Noah is thoughtful. Noah is a little philosopher. It's okay. So, yeah.
Naomi's style reminds
Tell me.
me of sitting in a very cool, nice, comfortable chair.
There you go. Yeah, we're relaxing. We're very soothing. This very beautiful expression. I'm gonna have you to read things like Elaine had beautiful reading, writing as well. You guys can be a good team to make some audiobooks, reading some beautiful prose as well. What's wrong? What she said? What I said? Okay, that's good thing to go.
I mean, that's
So,
definitely one thing I do want to practice.
you want to practice, so you're doing very good. I want you to continue doing the same thing. Another thing can be improved on this one. You might have a private discussion with Noah. Let me be a little bit the half teacher with me and help her, because his age and reading and a lot of experiences, and he like to help, and right? So so give him the chance to help us, so we all learn together. Noah has some very solid materials reading. I mean, he learned English class in college, so he has some little bit formal education there. He can give some good guidelines on some grammatical and writing skills. Okay, so that's his topic he learned. So, and either share those books with you a little bit, or give some exposition. Okay, what it means to have a beautiful writing. Okay, so do you guys take journals these days? No. Nobody make journals. Okay. Anyway, okay. Just learn to write as a practice. Okay. So all of you have to learn to write as a practice. Especially when you're young, you want to write as regular and as thoughtful as you can. Okay. So, okay. Elijah making sense to you? Okay. Don't be a lazy boy. Like what I was.
What he's saying is it's important not just to be inwardly focused, but to have an appearance that's outwardly focused as well.
Yeah.
Changes the atmosphere of the time.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Naomi did a good job. I'm really impressed by this. So yeah.
I'm kind of embarrassed by the word I use.
Don't be embarrassed by a little thing like
Poor Bob.
that. So
That's pretty
yeah. Okay. Let's move on the poet Emily Dickinson now.
Are
So
we not
far,
gonna do Elijah Noah's essay? Or?
they don't have essays.
Oh.
They don't write essays.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do their autumn one, but
You guys essays are writer for autumn. That's good. Let's do essays. So let's do picking on their essay.
I don't have access to Elijah's.
Elijah this year then. Yeah. You're gonna pick part of Elijah's essay. Elijah's essay is poorly done this time. That's terrible for me to see that. I'm so sorry. It's okay, but not a lot can be improved based on his talent, right? If he put in hard in it, he can do a really very good job. So making sense. That's what I'm saying. So you can do much better job. So yeah. So only to not necessarily every time 100%, but at least 80%. Am I right? So you're hard into it. Am I right? So
Rule number 1: use at least 80% of your heart.
yeah, at least 80%. I can feel it. Am I right? I can feel it. Am I right? Okay, so if you do 120%, I was super impressed. Make treat you coffee.
We got a prize now.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
So,
It should be something good.
okay, let me find it myself.
I don't know.
just push share, push the people with the
Oh
plus sign.
man, I forgot to.
Well,
Wait, this should.
locking
This was my unedited version. Where's my?
original version.
Yeah, no. I need a. This is my version I had last time. I have an edited version. I'm not sure.
You
where
did not have it. Wow.
That's weird.
Well, then let them pick it apart for you, so you can do a better job.
Well, this one's not the good one.
This is not a good one. You have a good one.
The one I have right now, my edited version, because you told me to edit it, and I
Yes, you did.
did. Yeah, I did. It's
Well, at least that. Congratulations on that.
yeah.
Sorry to poke in fun of you. You're doing good.
No,
Okay, so,
I
yeah.
just can't. That's weird. I should be able to.
Okay, so where can I find it?
Yeah, I gotta go grab my computer real quick.
There you go.
I know it's
Okay,
on there.
let's move on with Noah's. I have not read Noah's yet. I'm not gonna move on with Noah's. We're gonna pick on Noah. Noah.
Oh wait, actually, I
Yeah, I already sent you everything.
I don't have it.
It's in your email.
Okay. Read slow for me at least. I'm able to understand.
Oh, you want me to read?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Author read. Right?
Okay, hold on. I have to get to it.
Okay. You are the author, am I right? Aren't you?
Yes. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
Well, okay.
I don't know, because when you're writing, you're just like. That's all I'll say.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so this is the kind of essay that you would call a poetic essay.
Yeah, I was
or
gonna say, like,
prose.
it's like a poem.
Proves, okay.
Yeah. Definitely not an informative essay. All right. Are we ready?
Yep.
Everybody? If ever there was an eldest child amongst the seasons, it would be autumn. After the animated laughter of spring and the dutiful, bustling length of summer, yet before winter's quiet solitude, the eye of the year falls for a time upon his eldest. the life of the land, first scattered, then gathered in time, now bows branch and stalk with varied abundances. A harmony of maturity and completeness resounds amongst this bounty, as it does in even greater volume within the humble observer's swelling heart. Passionate reds, cheerful yellows, and disappointing browns, all but a tattered garment to be cast aside, as would the heart shed the foliage of its former days as it deliberates those ahead.
Well, that's very beautiful. Now, what does tatters mean? Tatter is tainted or something like that? Tanter garments?
Yeah, just, it's like a...
I don't know the word, that's all.
But yeah, something like that's dirty and
Dirty.
worn out.
Okay,
Yeah, worn
okay,
out. Yeah.
okay. Okay, we are waiting for Elijah. We're on the second paragraph, so with Noah's essay on autumn. Yeah.
Alright.
That's beautiful. No, I like the first.
Thank you.
What I so far read.
Alright.
Yeah.
Is it starting at like every season?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You want me to continue?
Mm-hmm.
Like every season, autumn is a state of nature, which itself reveals, as nature often does, a state of the soul. The very air, weighty and crisp, which subtly announces a season's presence, as one considers its scenic toll upon the countryside, carries an anticipation of all things yet to be and hoped for.
Okay, don't click on it.
Yeah, guys,
Get it.
Might want to find one spot
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Shorter and dimmer become the days as they pass.
Can you do it again? I'm
The
sorry.
very beginning,
Mm-hmm.
or of this paragraph.
Yes.
Like every season, autumn is a state of nature, which itself reveals, as nature often does, a state of the soul. The very air, weighty and crisp, which subtly announces a season's presence as one considers its scenic toll upon the countryside, carries an anticipation of all things yet to be and hoped for. Shorter and dimmer become the days as they pass, and within the man appears a steady gray sky that develops in preparation for, or perhaps to make way for, the coming cold. These are not clouds of confusion or foreboding, but of a gentle luminescence that complements the evident beauty and invisible burden of the land below. Nor is the prediction of cold a herald of doom, but instead a timely warning to be rid of all that is futile in, even hindering to, the preservation of life before a time of numbness and dark. Yet all is done as it should be done, in the obedient resolution of a natural, necessary process of the season and its purpose.
I'm so blessed, Noah. That is a beautiful writing. Leave the words, but it's beautiful writing, good thoughts. I'm gonna read after you read again, so it's
Okay.
good writing. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Do you want me to continue the third
Yeah.
one?
Yes.
Those who will only notice the evergreen tree and despise its stubborn green, and determine therefore that there has been no change, when the very world around them has altered its hue and atmosphere, mistake the tree for the forest, judging narrowly and without insight. The beauty remains unseen by them, and the crops unharvested. Nevertheless, the season patiently advances to completion, and the land complies, revealing a splendor to those who seek it, and bearing fruit for those who desire it. And so the year appraises the land and those who dwell in it through the time of autumn, that it might be revealed who will and will not follow the pattern of his eldest.
Okay. Why you italicize them? That's because typing?
Yeah, it was, I think,
Because of copy paste thing, or you wanted to do that?
no, that was purposeful. It was kind of like to,
Sum up everything.
it was kind of a summary
Okay.
of what had been written.
Good. I'm trying to figure out the reason. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna read. Allow me to read because I don't understand word well. So okay. Autumn. If ever there was an eldest child among the seasons, it would be autumn. After the animated laughter spring, the dutiful busting length of summer. And before winter's quiet solitude, the eye of the year fall from the time upon his eldest. The life of the land first scattered, then gathered in time. Now both branches stock with varied abundances. A harmony of maturity and completeness resound amongst the abundance it does in every great volume within the humble observer's swelling heart. Okay. And understand. He writing with 18th century, 19th century English, I guess.
Wait, how? Where?
I'm joking. Passionate reds, cheerful yellows, and disappointing browns, all but the tattered garment to be cast aside as would the heart shed the flourishes of former days as it deliberates those ahead. Like every season, autumn is a state of nature which itself reveals, and nature often does, a state of the soul, the rare, weedy, and crisp, which is subtly announces the season's presence as one considers scenic toll upon the countryside, carries anticipation of all things yet to be, and hoped for. Shorter and dimmer becomes the days and the path. Within the man appears a steady gray sky that develops in preparation for, or bumpers to make way for, the coming cold. Days are not clouds of confusion or foreboding, but of a gentle luminescence that complements the evident beauty and the invisible burden of the land below. Nor is a prediction called a herald of doom, but instead of a timely warning to be rid of all that is futile in even hindering to the preservation of life before time of numbness and dark. It all is done as it should be done in the obedient resolution of a natural necessary process of the season and its purpose. Those who only notice the evergreen tree and despise the stubborn green determining thereof, therefore, and there has been no change when the very world around them has altered its hue and atmosphere. Mistake the tree for the forest, judging narrowly and without insight. The beauty remains unseen by them, the crops unharvested, nevertheless, the season patiently advances to completion, and the land complies, revealing a splendor to those who seek it, and bearing fruit for those who desire it. And so the year praises the land, those who dwell in it, through the time of autumn, and it might be revealed who will and will not follow the pattern of his elders. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. The only thing I want to ask is the intention of this expression by stating the evergreen tree in terms discerning the changes around. What do you try to express there? It's basically a metaphor to some self-centered or self-prideful mind. Go ahead. There's a parable there, huh? Okay.
I mean, you have to understand also as you do, the comparison between the season itself
to the soul
and the land being like the soul, the season and nature itself being.
Okay, let's do this. You give all of us a little bit lesson or presentation how you write these things.
That's actually really hard to do.
Very hard to do? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But
that's okay.
No,
what do you intended to do? What do you intended to convey in plain terms? What do you try to share? This is more than prose. This is actually what we called what is it called? It's like a philosophical writing as well.
In a way,
yeah. So go ahead.
But yeah, basically, obviously, I use a lot of imagery, autumn imagery to, as I mentioned in the beginning of the second paragraph, to reveal a state of the soul, just
State
as
of the
autumn reveals a state of nature.
Yes.
And so,
Soul here is not personal. It brought it to all
this
man's
is soul in a
souls.
general sense.
Yeah. Mankind, basically.
Not like I can say confidently enough that this was not an examination simply of my own soul and my own feelings, but what is generally impressed upon me to be the very soul of even mankind in general.
Sure.
And so, to take the example of what you want to know more about, that being the evergreen tree.
Yeah, more from there, I wanted to pay attention to our audience. Esther's less into it. Esther, you understand what he tried to say? And the reading this prose, Ethy, do you know what Noah tried to say? Do you connect what he shared here with what he wrote?
I mean, a little bit.
Little bit.
Like in some ways.
You have a hard time to understand the English there?
Yeah.
Me too. And so that's why I want to read again. So what about Naomi? Do you make a connect?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the same.
Yeah, the same. Okay.
No,
Elijah, do you understand his English well? Everything?
I mean, I don't know if I would say super well, but I understand what he's
I understand. I
trying to
say, good. That's required some reading and understanding ability, which is progresses when you read more broadly. Also, the style of English has carried with certain background, So this is the classic essay writing kind of style. So anyway, more on.
It's definitely not something you'd see in something like an informative essay.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, as you can see, using some very non-standard forms of English. But if I did use standard forms of English, then the beauty and expression through which I'm trying to share would be
diluted. Yeah.
It would be it would be skewed in a sense, even though the expression, a standard form of English would be very clear and concise, which most people often tend to favor. The beauty through which I tried to share this was a poetic beauty, which means I did not conform to standard English.
Yeah.
It's almost like a song. You can't. There are standard things about music, but there's also something that you do that's very unique, that sometimes only the player himself can play. It's not something that can even be recorded on sheet music. It's just the way the player plays the instrument is what makes him a
very good analogy.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just,
Let's fast pace a little bit. You guys take time to read this essay. This is a very good essay. I think can be an essay standard if you continue to polish it. Okay, so it's very good. So I like the way you're writing.
Thank you.
I think it's very high standard, and it's have its unique style of beauty. So this is the way we want you to develop your writings. Maybe less verbose and so. But the thoughts, the way you express those thoughts, is very beautiful. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you can everybody read this essay more, have a discussion between Noah and you, and Noah little bit not let them help them to understand. Okay, so help them, teach them the basic writing skills, explain you as a writer point of view, to help them to improve their writing.
Okay.
Making sense to you? So
Yeah.
We have to learn to face our audience, different on the level they can appreciate what we try to accomplish. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, by saying that, we wrap it up with Noah's. We move on with Elijah's. Everything that he shared, his.
Did you send us?
He sent to me. I don't know. He sent to everybody.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good.
I added you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
I'm ready to be impressed by you now. So because this is a better version than last time, as you said.
Not a ton of editing. I added a thesis statement.
It's okay.
And
Yeah.
A few little things.
Great.
Who is long?
Yeah, I told them to write 500 words. No, $100. Sorry. $500 words. 500 words. So, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Fall. What season stands out to you the most? What time of year do you find the most significance in? In this essay, I will be going through the autumn season, what it is in today's culture, and what it was hundreds of years ago, and also what it was and what it is now for God's people in that time.
Wow, that's a great improvement. Unbelievable. So you just give a preview what you're going to say, all right?
Yep.
That's beautiful. I like it.
Fall, in a standard description,
Now, how you did this? Without the console or yourself did this?
I was just kind of off
Thinking yourself. That's
of
very
what you
good.
guys were saying.
Yes, very good. I like the way you did that, okay? That's very creative and very solve all the problem. Am I right? So what are you gonna write? Go ahead, yeah.
Fall, in a standard description, is a time of year when the weather starts to get colder and the leaves on the trees start to change color from the changing amount of sugars inside them.
So then you didn't change. Now, why use the word standard description? That's a little
I'm
bit,
just giving a basic overview before I go in more in depth.
okay. That's what you share is non-standard description when talking about the tree started to change to the amount of sugar didn't change. Is that standard description there? I mean, you use those words, it has to mean something comparable, am I right? So we don't use words, doesn't really mean it, am I right? So making sense to you?
If I can give you like a visual description, if this was very general and then this was very complex, so you have like a graph, okay? So you want to generally remain in the same pace, but when you start begin to talk about sugars, you all of a sudden spike down to something really specific and then go back up as you continue. So you want to generally take a smooth, if you are going to go into specifics, you kind of want to gently go down and begin to introduce some specific things if that's going to be the topic of a portion of your essay. But then spiking down with small phrases a part of individual sentences, like you did with introducing sugars and how it changes the color of leaves, that it's kind of, you don't want spikes like that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
We're a good point. Let's learn, take observation criticism so you can understand. What now I share with you is a beautiful wisdom, beautiful insight into your writing, okay? You're facing an audience. You don't want people's mind to everywhere. Oh, I don't really know because I don't know. It's just concentrating on this part. I'm expecting you talking about this. Suddenly it changed another, totally outside of what I expect him to say. So I feel challenged, not engaging. Okay, so for example, here what you give me expression here, Eliza, you hear me? Okay. By standard description, I'm looking, he's going to talk something more general, standard about autumn, right? So suddenly zoom in, talking the sugar, and that's particular information about certain things, about the tree, autumn. Okay. Well, just like doesn't compete.
So what you're saying is
compute.
like when he went to the sugars, he went too deep into a description of how
Too detailed.
Too detailed.
Yeah, when you tell them the standard description, if I said, "Hey, please give me a standard description for autumn," what are you going to say? Are you going to mention sugar in autumn? So like, the sugar in the trees. That's not standard description of autumn, So standard description or define the target what you want to say.
Interestingly, that would be a standard description of how leaves change color.
Yeah.
Not a standard description of fall.
True. Yeah, that's a good one. That's very good. So we just say, am I right? So in this case, how you reconcile? Just get rid of standard description because it's not standard description, So, yeah. The fall is a time of year. Just directly, no period. No. What is it kind of called? Comma. Yeah. No comma. Yeah, there you go. That's obtrusive is gone, right? That's confusion is gone. So you had to learn to compute, or you use a parallelism. You use a categorization in the list. If you have a list of things, hear me out. You're talking about cups, things on the item, books. I have this idea already. I said, okay, it's an item basically seen on the table. There are books, there's cups, there's then the vase for flower, there's something item. And suddenly somebody said, oh, there is a bug in the grass there. The bug there. Okay, if you mention a bug without talking to the grass, I would have thought, okay, let's give a good example. In the studio, in the center sitting table, on it lay are some scattered items, okay? A pen, a watch, a few books, a cup of water. And then suddenly it didn't change, okay? And there was a bug in the grass on the front of the door, on the front door, on the front yard. So what do you feel? You feel, oh, that's true, but why you combine the two things together, right? So it's true, but it doesn't consistent. So I'm just talking about you wanted to give people transition time and contextualize in your writings. Okay, so making sense to you? So yeah, if you say, oh, there's also what is it called? What is it called?
Succulent.
Huh? Okay, some flower, some pen of flower on it.
Plastic?
So, yeah, made of plastic. You can zoom in. Okay, made of plastic. And Eileen bought that thing, by the way, so
Yeah.
you see the flow of the thoughts, so
Yeah.
more cohesive, more reasonable for my mind. Oh, that's good reason for me to be introduced to what you try to express, so I don't get scandaled because wrong of what is thinking, is like some of nature. So that's some of the writing skills we had to learn to basically organize our thoughts and understand your readers, your audience a little bit. So go ahead.
Ground will soon be filled with colors from brown to yellow to shades of dark and bright orange. The air is crisp with the smell of leaves and moist air. Most people will start preparing for certain holidays, such as Thanksgiving and others.
Wow, that part, the ground there. I might use the word the earth, maybe something like that, the land, whatever. But that expression there is beautiful, with the colors and tends to the air, the smell of the air, the feeling of the air. That's very good. It's typical, and it should be, talk about autumn, the season, right? So we're detailed. Good point. So go ahead.
Fall is also a time of harvest. It has been since long before Thanksgiving was even created. Back then, autumn was a time of great prosperity. Stores, homes, towns, and especially farmers depended on the year's harvest to survive. In today's time, we don't have to worry about things like that, because we could just go to any store and buy most food that we need. But people back then didn't have stores like that, so if they had a bad harvest, it is likely that they would starve.
No, I don't want to stop you there, but go ahead. Let's go ahead.
And that is why fall is such a joyous time, because if you had a good harvest, not only would you be able to make it through the winter, but you would also be able to look forward to the coming spring. And though there was much a harvest of the food in those days, there was also a harvest in the hearts of men, a spiritual harvest.
Oh, that's great transition there. I like it.
This spiritual harvest manifested itself in different ways.
Just slow down a little bit so we can catch up. Go ahead.
In that time, God's people were in a state of joyfulness and solemnness, a time of receiving, but also sacrificing.
Is the word solemnness is a good word?
That's not a word.
That's not a word.
Pretty sure solemnity is what you said.
Solemnity, I think. Double check on that. Okay.
At this time, God's people, the Jews or others who participated, were celebrating the feast of the Lord.
That's a quote from somewhere?
Well,
Yeah.
last time I used it in this way, you guys said it. I used parentheses mark, and you guys said that was the wrong way to use it.
You don't need parentheses or quotes.
Oh.
Yeah, you just need a period, I guess. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not period, but the comma would be fine. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And the Jew need to be capitalized, right? So,
That's great.
yeah. I'm just talking, so.
Oh.
That's okay. You can change later. So we'll just give you some hints there. Go ahead.
All right.
I thought you were quoting something. Yeah.
No, I wasn't. Sorry.
Okay, good. Yeah.
We're celebrating the Feast of the Lord. Near fall time is actually the beginning of the Jewish New Year, which is part of the feast. So as part of the feast, the people were not only be harnessing crops, but also the goodness of what the Holy Spirit brought in that time.
The word goodness again is misspelled, am I right? So,
Yeah.
Goodness.
Not only looking forward to the coming spring, but looking forward to what the mighty things that the Lord would do in the years to come. But it was also a time of repentance, a time of changing old ways, and asking for forgiveness from the Lord. It saddens me how man has made the autumn season a time of complete soul-filled and even dark activities, such as Thanksgiving, which deceives people into thinking it is based on being thankful, which is indeed a wholesome practice. But people use it as an excuse to gluttonize on food.
is that right? Okay. They do that. Thanksgiving.
Eat a
Gorging. Okay.
And Halloween is a so-called holiday that literally celebrates death and evil things.
So
These things sadden the heart of the Father, especially when he sees those of us who call ourselves sons of daughters indulge in such things. But those of us who have chosen not to involve ourselves in these things should not go around trying to judge others and tell them that they're wrong.
then you're right or you are right. There's a
By not judging people what they're doing. But
You're right and they're wrong. But instead, through following God's word and his ways, we can be a light in the darkness for those who are lost or are seeking.
wow. Comments. I already commented your essay.
I feel like there shouldn't be such a. Never mind.
Come on.
Maybe a little bit of a better like conclusion.
Better conclusion. So
in the.
her suggestion. How to conclude.
Not really, but like
Come
I
on.
have a suggestion about.
Come on, your big sister. Help me out.
I don't know, I'll just kind of conclude the whole thing that he was talking about. Just conclude all and
Yeah.
what he was talking about.
Yeah. Give an example.
I think what she's saying too is that when I had gotten home and gave a logic suggestion, I told him just to go into more of a
So you guys talk about it?
yeah, I suggested he do what he did in the
Last
beginning
time.
there with a thesis statement.
Ah, that's very good.
And what I was just saying that he should, because of his content,
Yeah.
which was when he first expressed it very unorganized, because he had a lot of different topics
Yeah.
about this one fall season,
Yeah.
that he should take a standard essay format, which introduces which has an introduction,
Yeah.
the first sentence or two of which catches the reader's attention,
Yeah.
and then summarizes
That's right.
the essay with the thesis.
That's
statement.
right. That is a very beneficial, a very inventive way to help to improve your essay. You know, also
Yeah,
use
it's
the
actually what Mom
contents
was
already.
telling me also to do with my essay. I don't know if I really.
What
Just make
is
the
yours?
Yeah, like just start and end it kind of on the thesis statement. Yeah.
Oh, you conclude a little bit.
Yeah.
That's don't have to be
You
a
know what I just
standard.
forgot about
Well,
the language arts program that I'm doing right now. Is like going through the steps of an essay. I just forgot about that. Like right now I'm on.
you have an essay?
No, not another one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm starting one.
Ah.
But they're actually. Are you in that yet?
Yeah.
They're going through the steps of an essay, and
Oh,
now
what-
they're
what-
going through the thesis statement.
Is that right?
So what
Okay.
Naomi noticed was that
Uh-huh.
Elijah didn't fully complete the pattern of the standard essay because he didn't have what's known as a conclusion,
Conclusion.
which is a concluding paragraph
Oh yeah.
that wraps up the thoughts, adds maybe an extra
Oh, okay.
last
So-
note to them, and then into
So there's a
smooth way.
material you gotta learn or lesson you learn to write an essay a little bit. Okay, yeah. Well, that don't have to be a rigid standard, but normally you do that. Elijah, is that making sense to you? Yeah. So, yeah. What Noah's essay is a prose. It's more a philosophical analogy using the prose. So it's not like a presentational or sharing points and a kind of essay. So that has a unique style. You don't want it to like ABCs, am I right? Give a standard outlines. But you guys essay more to share thoughts. You wanted to basically a standard essay format, basically a clear outline, and we're very being informative of why you shared it, what you trying to convey. Sometimes even repeat a little bit what you said in the beginning paragraph and continue the next paragraph, good transition. Those are standard practices. Yeah. Now, we don't want to go beyond it until we're capable. We're doing a good job with the standard practice, right? So then as you're getting good at those things, you feel, oh, this is too rigid for me, I can do a better job. Yeah. Then improve your writing skills. Mm-hmm. That's all I had to say. Elijah, you did a good job. Yeah, I'm making fun of you, expense of you, because I want to cheer everybody up. That's all. So like I'm poking fun of your dad, everybody. So really, okay, make it sense to you. So yeah. Now it's already 2:00. So today is essay day. I don't think we have a lot of time to read a lot on, but let's find Emily Dickinson. Let's read her life a little bit and read only one of her poems.
Only one.
Yeah, and we'll try to recite it, okay? While you are gone. So. Oh,
I have to recite another poem.
You're really good at it, so you're gonna recite a lot of poems in today's class. Emily Dickinson before Robert Frost. So she is in the middle Civil War time.
Emily Dickinson is on 239.
239. Thank you. So, what do you guys so far know about Emily Dickinson?
I actually don't know much myself.
She was a poet and she wrote poems, but she was not known for her poems, so she actually died. So after she died, she was known for the poems she wrote.
Yes.
Her sister found her poems.
Yeah.
She was also very influenced by her poems by the gardening.
She was more known for her gardening.
For her gardening.
Garden.
She would take flowers and press them, different plants, and research them and learn about them. So she was more known for her gardening, and she had how many plants did she almost 400 plants or something that she had pressed and written about and researched about. So it was said that she was known more for that. Yeah. And then once she died, her sister found.
Did she get married?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Ah, good.
Like all the great female authors.
Yeah. But
did she went to university?
I don't know.
I don't know. She was educated by her dad, I'm pretty sure. I think.
Did she go to church?
Oh, never mind. That was something else.
I don't know. We don't know. This is all stuff that we're learning in our.
Actually, all those are very important detail in her life.
Yeah, well, we didn't.
That's okay. It's okay. We're going to read some introduction about her poetry in the days to come, just for a case study. You want to zoom in a little bit, the poetry study a little bit. I think Emily Dickinson is an enigma to many. So
that's my
let's
favorite
read.
thing about her.
Yeah.
Just that nobody understands what she's talking about.
I know.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah, she has very, very advanced writing skills.
It was really interesting. It showed a picture of one of her writings, as she wrote it, and it looked like this really
looks
sloppy,
like the writing in this book.
Really sloppy writing. Just you can't. You have to really take time to look at it because you just kind of wrote it down.
As she knows for
she
took a fast note taking those time and the skills. So she has her own note taking style. So had to decipher a little bit. So anyway, okay, are we ready for I always want to read the author's bio. Okay, so let me do that. Emily Dickinson, 1830 to 1886, spent virtually all her life in her family home in Amherst, Massachusetts. Well, you might want to visit that place, beautiful place. Her father was a prominent lawyer who served a term in the U.S. congressman. Dickinson attended one-year college at Mount Holyoke Female Seminary in nearby South Hadley. She proved a good student but suffered from homesickness and poor health. The brief period of study and few trips to Boston, Philadelphia, and Washington were the only occasions which Dickinson left home during her 55-year life. Although she composed the 1775 known poems. Wow, that's a lot of poems, man. She published only 7 in her lifetime. She often sent copies of poems to friends and letters, but only after her death would the full extent of her production become known. When a cache of manuscripts were discovered in a trunk in the homestead attic, handwritten booklets of poems were sewn together with a needle and thread. At the end of her life, she had become a locally famous recluse. She was buried according to her own instructions inside of the family home.
So she died at 55 years old?
Mm-hmm. 55. That's a long life comparatively
56
in those days.
or 55, which you don't know because we don't know the day.
Wow. Okay. We're gonna read. Man, that's a lot of poems for her selection.
Yeah.
I was looking up here.
Okay, we're gonna read this one and recital this one.
Which
The
one?
soul selects her own society.
Where?
The soul, 240.
Okay.
And
42.
yeah, read it, Naomi. You seem excited. That's good.
Okay.
I like excited students.
Okay, so one question. What are the lines for? What do you do? Kinda,
Just like
Her own
bit of a
ways.
pause.
Yeah. Her own ways of.
very
yes.
short
Also-
pause.
the soul selects her own society. Oh yeah, one thing that is known about her poems also is that they name the poem by the first line of
That's
the
a
poem.
lot of. That's like a style.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's because
It's never
poet-
titled,
yeah, it was never titled in the first place. Yeah.
Yeah.
so people learn
Oh, okay,
the
I didn't
title.
know
Yeah.
Okay, the soul selects her own society, then shuts the door to her divine majority. Present no more.
Present.
Present no more. Unmoved, she notes the chariots, pausing at her low gate. Unmoved, an emperor by kneeling,
B.
be kneeling upon her mat. I've known her from the ample nation. What is that?
Unample nation.
An un?
For an
From
ample.
unample nation.
Choose one. Then close the valves of her attention like stone.
I don't know ample. There's what is that word?
Ample is like
means?
opportune.
Um. Okay. But here it was talking about. Are you gonna eat something? Hungry? Go ahead. She's fun. Okay. And then they told me the soul is a place where other than her. And so she is a poet. They think about her soul life will reach and preserved, well kept. So it's rightful in the end. Says she basically enclosed it. Am I? A wall is like a lock. Okay, in
Yeah.
a wall. You know. So. Now, let's Esther read it for us.
Okay. The soul selects her own society, then shuts the door. To her divine majority, presents no more. Wait,
Present. I'm not here right now.
yeah. Present no more. Unmoved, she notes the chariots, pausing at her low gate. Unmoved, an emperor be kneeling upon her mat. I've known her for an ample nation. Choose one, then close the valves of her attention like stone.
That's very enigmatic. I mean, it's where we describing things. So, gracias.
The soul selects her own society, then shuts the door. To her divine majority, present no more. Unmoved, she notes the chariots, pausing at her low gate. Unmoved, an emperor be kneeling upon her mat. I've known her from an ample nation. Choose one, then close the valves of her attention like stone.
Beautiful reading. I like it. Noah.
The soul selects her own society, then shuts the door. To her divine majority, present no more. Unmoved, she notes the chariots, pausing at her low gate. Unmoved, an emperor be kneeling upon her mat. I've known her from an ample nation. Choose one, then close the valves of her attention like stone.
Wow. So, what does society here means? I mean, this is not modern concept that society would look like, right? So, Noah.
I want to say it's the influences that she allows and does not allow to influence her soul. It's like a
different wording or companionship or something. Yeah.
that's what I am thinking. Yeah. In many ways, the emperor. It could, because of how ambiguous it could refer to one person, or it could refer to people that she generally does not allow to have a say into her life.
What about divine majority? That majority there.
Divine really throws me off. I don't really know.
Yeah. That's very interesting. It's almost a sarcastic word, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the Tom people criticize her because she don't interact with them, so
Yeah.
she did not go to church, but she loves God. So, interesting thing.
That may be a good insight into that. Again, I know so little about her.
Those days they called society to interact with people.
Exactly,
Society. Majority is like a sorrow. Use the concept as a reclusive person compared to majority. Sorrow actually use the word for majority. So it's a very contextualized concept in those days. So, but I like the next one paragraph is very good. On mood, she notes the chariots posing a dignitary coming, right? So that's become her real companionship. But I think here actually she was talking with the Lord, so her true fellowship with the Lord was not with Tom people, who she actually despised.
Yeah, there's something pretty bitter about that poem.
Yeah, they really had a little bit of animosity going on. So you know her life a little bit, you don't understand that part. So that become a big burden for her. People criticize for the way she lead. I know her, so she befriended with this soul, which is herself. Interesting, from an ample nation. Choose one, and close the walls her attention like a stone, which is interesting. I like the poem, but I don't think the very uplifting poem. It's a little bit sad. So, yeah. Well, guys, you don't have to recite all this one unless you want to. Okay, so yeah. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you guys appreciate and learn a little bit. I really appreciate your writing. Each one of you have very beautiful things to write and the beautiful thoughts to write. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you will continue to improve. Am I right? So, yeah. Okay. We wrap up. So, yeah. Okay. I think Noah and I, if we have time, we might get some coding. I'm not so sure.